Yo, the foundation of any good track is the rhythm. Yo, broskies, I've studied these from hundreds of different songs in the hard dance, the Euro dance, and I'm giving you a bunch of different techniques that you can use right now without much music theory or experience, and I even got a couple little hacks. So we're just going to program in like a little simple melody, and this is all just going to be in rhythm, kind of similar to how Vizionn style treats it. That's it. So these melodies are usually going to be a little bit faster, and they're going to have a lot more energy. They're going to be like 1/16 and maybe even on 132 on the grid. Plug in this, and then when we're just going to do Control E, and then might do it again. So that will just split up the notes, make a little roll, and I'm even put it a little bit sharper. So these work really nicely on plucks. Maybe like so. Yeah. And then I'll show another technique that he uses as well is to actually use triplet grids as well for these rhythms, especially with the turnaround and with these fills. So you do the same thing, you Command E, and we'll do this to 3, and that will make a simple kind of triplet grid. And you can use these at the end. We'll just do like so. See how the 3 notes in the triplet grid actually gives so much more, I guess, rhythm and groove. You can even do the same thing with kicks that I noticed that these type of artists do a lot in that hard bounce, kind of hard dance. So here's where we take this basic vocal melody.
Yeah, the bass line.
And so you see how I've kind of been playing like kind of vocal vowel sounds. These always sound better. Yeah. And the bass line could just be like a bit of a turnaround, is what you're thinking about. I know my vocal sound isn't the best. Prepare this into a slice. I just drag it in and then you put it on slice mode. It's quick tip, it's always good to put in like a little bit of a fade in and a bit of a fade out on that bad boy. So we're going to take this super simple basic vocal and then we're just going to jam out and just set it to slice mode. And if you're playing on your laptop keyboard as well, you can always just put your keyboard on so you don't have access to a keyboard. And then what you do is you press Z or X to move up and down the octaves. So I've got this, I want to be playing, there's a C1.
Yeah.
But I got this bad boy here.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I set this to like no.
Yeah.
Like that. I think it's best to put the metronome on doing this.
Yeah.
Whatever sounds good. Play this over a bad boy beat. Yeah, I'm liking this.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Yeah.
Literally whatever just sounds good.
Yeah.
We're making these keyboard rhythms. You want to set this to like a gate mode. Oh, sheesh. You can just be playing around on your keyboard as well. So there's like the one you can just draw it in, or you can. When I'm doing this, right, I always like to speed it down a little bit so it's a little bit easy because it's pretty fast, honestly. And also there's a little bit of input delay as well, so it's always going to be a little bit delayed. Command U is your best friend when you're doing this. And then we're going to speed this back up, this bad boy back up to 150. So that's a little technique. So now, if you're struggling to get that, I'll show you like another way we can do this in Ableton Live 12 specifically, and you can just like make a rhythm. It's often overlooked just because it's a little bit daunting to use, but I'll show you like a quick little step. We've got this little generate tool, and this can actually be pretty useful. So as long as you know your pitch range, which is D sharp, we're going to put this to D, and then sharp, and then 1. And then it's just going to make an auto generation of like a melody. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Okay, technique 3, the motif method. And honestly, this is probably one of the most important concepts that you'll learn, which is a music motif. And all it is just like a short recurring 2 to 7 note pattern that is just very easily identifiable and distinguishable. You definitely know what this one is. From Beethoven's like 7th Symphony. Oh, this one. So with these, a lot of writers often just make a full melody from scratch using a simple melody idea, and then they can just make it more complex. So we're going to try aim for like a memorable phrase. This comes from my Serum preset pack I'm working on. And let me know if you like these sounds and what other sounds you would like, because I've got quite a few that I'm excited to share. So I want to start this motif and want to go. Yeah. And then we're just gonna just repeat this. So if you were to play this in tandem with the beat. And that just comes from a simple musical motif. So, like with this, the repetition is key. Instead of trying to sprucing things up, when you have a more complex musical motif, and I was to like add heaps of different notes that just kind of just bounce around, and you actually lose power from the entire song. Right? You got a lot more power. And so you think of these as just like a rhythm block. This entire part is just a rhythm block, and then I can make another counter melody that can just kind of riff off and bounce off of that. It's always good to follow the hum test. I'll link that video down below for another reference.